Very interestingly, we had a few different people tell us today that they love Super U for an unorthodox reason that we've heard before, but to hear it from three people in one day, I had to do a video on it. And that is the fact that it seems to improve libido and sexual function. And some of these people were in the geriatric population. We're, of course, not going to mention who it was. But why? Why does Super U seem to boost arousal? And I've heard it from women as well. You know, they say, I feel horny when I take, I don't know what it is. It's interesting. And maybe it doesn't hit everybody like that, right? I just feel really good. And you know what? It does benefit that. I've heard that from a lot of people in terms of blood flow, in terms of erectile function, in terms of libido and sexual function in general. But what are the mechanisms, what are the ingredients that are causing this to happen in Super U? Well, Super U is obviously full of healthy ingredients. I would never take anything that isn't. I formulated it myself over 4 years. We could talk about it for hours and hours and hours. We've done videos like that at One Wellness going through every ingredient. But specifically, in terms of erectile function, I say that because if you eat all natural, healthy, whole food, healthy ingredients, that bodes well for correcting nutritional deficiencies. I'm not saying Super U corrects all of them. I have specific nutrients in here that mesh well with the other compounds that are in the formula to have everything work in synergy, of course. We won't put everything in one formula, then you just get brown, right? But, you know, correcting nutritional deficiencies in general, having things that support energy production and blood flow and act as antioxidants and all these good things bodes well for sexual function in itself, right? And when it comes to Super U, specifically, Panax nodo ginseng. That is a top option now for sexual function and libido that contains ginsenosides. Ginsenosides are the bioactive compounds in ginseng that you would want the ginseng to be standardized for. As Super U has it, it doesn't say the standardization on here because it's a patented form of ginseng combined with astragalus in estrogen, not estrogen, quite the opposite. Astragalus combined with ginseng, it reduces inflammation in your gut, improves the absorption of a lot of other vitamins and minerals, everything else in the formula to increase their potency and bioavailability. But the ginseng in itself also acts to increase nitric oxide levels. Nitric oxide is a gaseous amino acid that opens up your blood vessels and improves blood flow, right, to your brain, to your muscles, and also downstairs, right? So that's something that would definitely bode well for sexual function. And according to the research, it has done so, at least to a small degree on its own, in people with, you know, even moderate to severe forms of erectile dysfunction. Okay. But just that, now that's in estrogen in here, and also actogen. That's Rosea Roxburghi combined with Panax nodo ginseng. All right? So you have a double whammy here with the ginseng. And a lot of people don't realize there's ginseng in here because it doesn't directly say it, but it is. And it's a powerful form of Panax nodo ginseng. They use a highly purified extract, standardized for ginsenosides, much higher than a typical ginseng extract. So that's pretty solid, okay? One. Two, when we're talking about nitric oxide, we have citrulline in this. So citrulline is in the pathway of nitric oxide production alongside arginine. It goes citrulline is converted into arginine, is converted into nitric oxide. Now arginine, they say, also can help in this regard to boost nitric oxide, but the issue with arginine is it promotes the production of arginase, and that's an enzyme that breaks down arginine. Okay, so that could lower levels of arginine. If you take arginine, they will go up and then they'll drop, because you have an enzyme being produced that's breaking it down. Citrulline does not seem to do that. And so it's better to have the ingredient that's earlier in that pathway to foster higher levels of arginine. It has a lower first-pass metabolism, does citrulline as well compared to arginine, so less of it gets degraded and broken down before it reaches your circulation and reaches your tissues to have that effect of opening up your blood vessels and improving blood flow to your entire body. And this, of course, would bode well for physical performance, but it also bodes well for sexual performance, right? Now, here's the thing about nitric oxide, and a lot of people that make supplements don't realize this, and so they just put nitric oxide boosters. It's a very unstable gaseous amino acid. So just to have things that boost nitric oxide, to me, is not enough. You have to have something that works in synergy to protect the nitric oxide so that it lasts longer and it works in a more powerful sense and something that will improve its absorption. The astragalus and ginseng combination, patented compound by New Live Science, estrogen, that improves its absorption. The citrulline malate by 45%, by a lot. Okay, what protects it? Vitamin C and selenium. There are other antioxidants in Super U, but they're pretty potent antioxidants. And we know that vitamin C is good for collagen production and immunity and all these other things. And selenium is good for DNA formation and a whole bunch of other stuff we don't need to talk about. But they protect the nitric oxide. So that nitric oxide raises, and then it's elevated for a while. So it seems to improve sexual stamina as well, does Super U in a lot of these people. And that's got to be one major reason as to why. Now, what else is really good for boosting libido and sexual function? Aerobic exercise. Super U significantly increases your capacity to exercise. Not just to have sex, to exercise, and then your blood flow is improved after that. You have better heart function, more patent arteries, and then it will translate to improve sexual function in that regard as well. So what else do people run into as a problem regarding sexual function and libido? Some people are anxious, right? Some people have a lot going on in the brain, and it's aside from pure physiological regulation of blood flow and things of that nature. And so if you're really stressed out, right, your sympathetic nervous system is kicked in. If your sympathetic nervous system is kicked in, then you're stressed. Do you think your body's going to have time to have sex? Well, no, your body's focusing on fighting or running. Right? That's what sympathetic fight or flight response, as it's named after, does, right? And so we like that turned off for most of the day. Now, Super U has all 9 active ingredients that I purposefully put in here that boost serotonin and dopamine. That's right. All 9 of the active ingredients boost levels of serotonin, which makes you feel happy, and dopamine, which makes you feel pleasure and motivation and reward. So even cognitively, even mentally, you're in a better mood. That also would bode well for sexual function and libido. So there are many different reasons that Super U is good for that. It also doesn't have any artificial sweeteners or dyes, right? Now, aside from that, what else do you want for sexual function and libido? Well, you'd love energy, right? So caffeine gives you some more energy. Also improves blood flow as well. It gives you more energy, promotes fat burning, all these good things. But more energy. The creatine gives you more energy. All these things give you more energy that are in Super U, reducing acidity in your muscles with beta-alanine, another powerful antioxidant when it combines with histidine to form carnosine to further protect the nitric oxide that is produced by the citrulline and the ginseng to promote improved blood flow. So everything works in synergy to improve libido and sexual function. And you guys were talking to me about it, so I told you I was going to do this video. I hope I explained well, at least in simple. I try not to get too crazy with the science, because to me it's second nature, but I know that it's gibberish to a lot of you. So I try to, because it's not what you study, right? And that's just fine. Talk to me about mechanics and, computers, and I'm lost, right? For the most part. I could change the tire and change the oil, right? Jump a car, but beyond that. So to each their own intellect that they choose to master, right? But that's what we got in terms of sexual function and libido. And again, no artificial sweeteners or dyes. Those things can impair sexual function. Processed foods, right? Anything that could clog arteries, anything that increases the buildup of toxins in the body, right? This also reduces ammonia levels, right? The citrulline it's in the urea pathway, right? As well as ornithine and L-arginine, other intermediates, which you probably heard of. But it helps to eliminate toxic waste from the body. Then we have something that binds to things like lead and mercury and arsenic, and expels them from the body. And what is that? Well, that's the beta-alanine. It combines with histidine to form carnosine. It's a chelator. So we're getting rid of toxins, we're improving blood flow, we're improving mood, we're giving you more energy to work out and to have sex, and it's a good thing for that, among many others. If you guys want a shot to get some Super U for free, basically free, actually, technically it could be free, if you subscribe to When Wellness, it's $1, not even, it's 99 cents. It's not, I couldn't make it cheaper than that. I made it 99 cents a month because that's the cheapest I can make it. And people that want to support When Wellness, I get messages and stuff. You try to leave gifts. I don't get any of the gifts. Instagram keeps everything because my videos don't meet their quality standards or something like that. Because I'm apparently a bad person on here trying to help people, right? Nuts, whatever. But, don't even get me started. So $1 a month, right? And if you want to just support One Wellness, that's great. But you have a shot at a free Super You. I do a raffle the first day of every month. And guess what's coming up? March 1st. So in a few days here, we're going to do that raffle. And somebody's going home with a free Super You. Last month, it was Cindy Kiparissis. Right? The month before that, it was someone else. The same person could win twice. We haven't had that yet. There's only 13 people that subscribe right now. So I make a whopping less than $13 a month. If it takes, probably, how many hours to do Super You, right? To do, well, that and When Wellness, right? So we're definitely in the red a lot there. But we help a lot of people, and we get messages from you guys saying we help you, and that's worth everything. So whatever. We'll put some apparel up on here eventually and things like that. I'm just real busy with the practice. Hard for me to find time to do that. But anyway, the point is, if you want to get some for free, and I say free because the first month you subscribe, I think, is free. So you can even just subscribe for 1 month and take a shot and have it for free, and you might win, right, over somebody that's already paid their 99 cents. But that's what we got for you guys. I hope it gave you a better understanding of how Super You can improve libido and sexual function, and I hope you have a fantastic night. Especially fantastic if you took some Super You. How you doing? We got some good stuff coming your way. Of course, the pun was intended. DD, what's up? Abdulio, Mick, Meg, what's going on? Gert, Shay. That's right, dude, it does. Ben, so funny, man, because I didn't formulate it for that purpose, really. But I just want to make something that's healthy, that's good for a lot of things. And as a byproduct, you find all these other things that it's good for. It's really amazing. Moro, how you doing? Jerry, check in. What's up? Paulie, Dave, be some nice. What's up? Ray Ray, how you doing, brother? Ash, Ed, and Sibia. Love you. As for now, so we got for you folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you very much. And happy One Wellness. See you tomorrow. That's right. I love it too, Meg. I take it every day.